Okay guys, I'm gonna get started here. I'm gonna try to keep this under 30 minutes so that I can try to save the video and then I can post it to YouTube as well. So if you guys have any questions or you want me to explain anything, just let me know. Yeah, it's just 25 allowed on Skype, but I'm sure that, you know, right now I definitely don't have, I think we'll probably be okay. Alrighty, I'm going to start over here. So I'm in our basement and I'll back up a little bit just so you can see. I just did a reorg, so we kind of have this area here where we can watch TV, and then I made myself a little separate area back here. So I'll just show you around the corner. That's where my computer is. So I'm kind of separated and I have that that, you know, that separation, that space. Now it feels more like I have my own room, which is really nice. And basically the kids come down here and they're allowed to watch TV once in a while, but they stay out of my space. They're not allowed to use that computer because that's my work computer too. Alrighty, so this is my main area, this 4x4 Expedit here. And I've had this for a long time, and I've really purged a lot of my stuff. So I used to have this full of scrapbook stuff. I also had this full of scrapbook stuff. And I also used to have 3 other bookcases. So I have really purged because this is really my main space. Here, I'll try. Somebody just asked if I could turn. I'm going to probably have to go back, but I can do it like this just for here. Does that work? So I'm just going to real quickly just go through this, and if you have questions, let me know. So right here's where I used to keep my kits. These are page protector boxes from Project Life, and they actually fit really well in the Expedit. I'm not sure if they fit in the new cube shelving that they have at IKEA, but they fit really well and they're nice and tight. So it was a good space. Right now these are mostly just empty. This is just the Wonder collection that I bought myself. And underneath here are some Creative Memories layout boxes, and I use those for crops. And I'm hoping to do a video just to talk about those as well. Because even just the pizza boxes that kits come in, there's a really good way to get more done at a crop. This is all my cardstock, and there's actually, it's kind of hard to tell, these are Cropper Hopper, oops, that's the little one, these things would be easier to do. They're just turned on their side so that I can really easily pull them out, and there is tabs here in between each one of them as well. You can see. This is all my pattern paper. Yes, purging is hard, but you know what? I said to myself, if I haven't used it in the 3.5 years since we moved here, it's got to go. Yeah, so here's all my pattern paper. I do mine by color. And then there's tabs in here, and then I can just pull this right out and bring it over to my scrap space with me. And then I also have a multicolored one as well. This is just kind of a catch-all right now. It's my sewing kit. This is my Creative Memories circle templates, you know, the round ones that you use the cutting things on. I don't use it very often, but I can't seem to get rid of it. On top there, that is all the ribbon I own in the world. I did a huge purge because I hardly ever use ribbon anymore. So that is it. Yes, donating is good. I also, Susan, I put a whole bunch of mine into like the pizza boxes and sold or gave them away like that to people. And yeah, that works pretty good. This is all my flowers, and those are just assorted embellishments. I've got some little boxes here. My paint is there. My ink pads are there. These are all my pens from Stamping Up. I used to be a consultant there. Yeah, donating to your kids' school is good. I've done that one too. Definitely. My kids are getting a little bit older, so it makes it a little bit harder. I'd have to find somebody in elementary school, but that's a really good idea. Another place too that I donated to once at a crop is there was a lady running a program at a women's correctional facility, and she was taking donations too because she went in and did classes with them. So I thought that was really good. I gave them like a stack of paper, like I kid you not, like that, like a pattern paper. It was humongous. Okay, so this is how I store my page protectors. These are all my Project Life ones, and these are my 12 by 12s. And this one is actually embellishments. I took out Christmas, Easter, Halloween, and I used like divided page protectors, and I have all my embellishments on my paper in there. Just then it's easier for me to find it than putting it in here by color, right? It would be next to impossible for me to find Christmas paper. So that's what I did. This is probably my favorite shelf. Can anybody guess? It's my basket of thickers. Yeah, there's a lot. Oh, I'm good, thank you. Somebody just said, how am I? I'm good. I was crazy. I picked up my kids and there's construction sites everywhere, and it took forever to get home, so I'm glad that I'm here. I hope everybody is able to see and hear me okay. So this is extra stuff like tape, adhesive, and glue. These are extra tools that I don't use very often, like my crocodile, which I never use but I can't seem to get rid of, or like my crimper and things like that. And these are just extra 12 by 12 kit bags, because those are handy sometimes. And I have got card making stuff, card blanks and envelopes. This is just kind of a random file folder I need to deal with. This is a binder of stuff, or my album, sorry, of layouts of mine, like that are for me, that don't go in our regular album. So things that I, just don't want to go in my family album, but they're more just about me. These are all my super old sketch books and magazines. So like all the Becky Higgins ones. Who else has this one? Oh yeah. I hope to get her to sign it one day, because she really got me going with scrapbooking with all her sketches and stuff. And this is my one little word. And that really big bound one right there, I don't know if you can tell. These are all my Chanel classes that I printed off all the PDFs and had it bound. It's humongous. These are all my extra stamps and my embossing stuff. And then down below here, this is my punches. Sorry, my arm's not long enough. So my punches in there. I used to have these really cool rails on the wall that all my punches went on, but when I moved down here I don't have that anymore. Floor, currently, that's my current album, and I have to put all that stuff away. But here's one you guys probably haven't seen that I just did. There won't be a video for that one, and this one hopefully there's a video up really soon. The rest of that is just stationery. Whole bunch of loose photos in boxes, and I don't remember what's in this one. Oh, this is just an assorted bunch of memorabilia and old albums and calendars and junk like that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have to turn you sideways again, guys. Hopefully that will work. And I think, if you guys just excuse me for 1 sec, I'm just gonna pull the blind here. So I think that'll make it easier. Does that look better? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I kind of had a blue and a red theme going in my other room. So that's, and then I had these pictures too. It's pretty easy with the white to kind of change it up however you want. So this is my desk that I work at. It's just from IKEA, and see you later. You can come back and watch the rest. This is my selfie there. And this is how I do my videos. I have this big boom out here. It's kind of half pre-made, half homemade. My husband did some work to add a clip here for my phone. Currently we just have this light attached because it helps on my desk. You can see it's kind of funny actually, but it works. And then when the blind's open, I get light too. These are all my embellishments. Yes, I am on YouTube, ScrapsbyJen, and I'm going to try to post this on there as well. This is how I store embellishments. They're all on these book rings. It's hard to see it when you're looking through the phone. And this I have found, I've sorted everything out in sort of categories that make sense for me. And so these are all my puffy stickers, for example. So when I want them, I can search through, I can flip it. Scraps, it's SCRAPS by Jen, all one word. And then you can also just open it up too. I don't know if I can do that one-handed. Yeah, there you go. And you can just take off the thing that you want if you need to open it up. So that's how I have them all sort of sorted out. And these are just kind of what makes sense for me. I have a little book here that I keep, and I use that for planning out my project life and for my layouts. This is the little twirly tote that I have. If you've ever watched any of my videos and you see me reaching for stuff, I'm just going right here. So I've got all my liquid adhesive and my little powder tool. I've got my block for stamping and my tweezers and scissors. I got all my pens and my tape runner, and then there's a few things tucked down in between. And of course my tiny attacher, which I like a lot. So here, guys, is, oh, that blue container, I special ordered that. It's an Etsy store, and I can try to put that, a link up for that for you on the Facebook group. It's called Pinned, I think, P-I-N-D. They have an Etsy store. So this is the layout that's actually going up tomorrow. And this is also going to be my challenge for everybody tonight that I'm going to post up on the group. This is for Scraplift Saturday. And I found a layout in Jot magazine, and I literally went off of how she did sort of this strip on the bottom and went from there. And so my challenge is going to be to scrap lift and not feel bad about it. Just feel free to scrap lift and go for it. I've seen lots of stuff on Facebook recently where people are feeling bad about scrap lifting. And yes, they're all going to be on the Crafty Maven. All the challenges will be posted. Hannah's working on separate albums for each one of the challenges. And there's going to be a challenge every hour, every 2 hours or so, depending upon how it's set up. So they'll all start really quite early tomorrow morning, I think like super early Eastern Standard Time, because of where people live. They're trying to make sure that Australia and England and everyone can all contribute and not just have it so that it only works for the people in the US or Canada. Yeah, so this is going to be my challenge. I'll talk about that more on the channel. This is how I store my kits right now. I haven't decided if I like it. They're just iris containers, and I have my kits in here using the insert and the papers underneath. You have a week. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. You're going to have a week, I believe. Right, Hannah? Hannah is, yes, thank you. You'll have a week to enter into all the challenges. Okay, so I'm going to turn you again. Hopefully that doesn't make anybody sick. I have this basket thing that I bought at Costco a while ago, and I just spray painted it blue. It was black, I think. And I have all my mists in there and 6x6 pads and a little bowl sort of with assorted things. I have a little wire basket back here that has the stamps that I use the most. So these are kind of those small ones, like for Project Life. So they're in here. I've got extra roller date stamps, and those are some of the punches I used a lot. And then I also have my, oh my gosh, Raskog cart. I totally blanked on the name. So I've got some of the stuff that I use a lot on the top. So I kind of roll this over here, and my trimmer's right there just because I wanted my desk to look pretty. Just so you guys know, nobody feel bad. It never looks like this. Okay, I totally cleaned up for you guys. It still smells lemony fresh in here from me wiping all the ink splotches off of the white. So I'm going to enjoy this tonight before I crop tomorrow. It never looks this clean. So these are close to my heart, bins, except for this one. I just got this at Michael's in the bead section. And it's got all my wood in it. Yeah, I know. I just didn't want anyone to think that I am this tidy, because I'm totally not. I like to clean up afterwards, but it's never this clean. So there's all my wood veneer in there. And then I use these ones. This is just extra embellishments, twine and stuff. I have one that's full of my, sorry, I'll go this way just so you can tell. You can see that's all of my Project Life cards in there. 3x4s on one side and 4x6s on the other. The one thing I did skip by too, I have this little cropper hopper cart. I've had this for ages, like at least 10 years. This is how I sort all of my scraps. Each one of these folders is, and it's so full, I don't even think you can see the tabs anymore, is a different color. And I put the cardstock at the front and I shove the pattern paper at the back. And then I use this lots when I scrapbook. You can see how full it is, especially the blue and the green. Can you tell what colors Jen uses the most? Blue and green, and probably this multicolor one back here. So I use that lots. And it's hard to roll on this carpet, which is really ugly. I don't like it. But whatever, it's a basement. It's hard to roll, so I just usually go over to it, but it is meant to roll. But it works awesome. And like, I'm not kidding. There's 15 years worth of scraps in that thing and it still works just fine. So, yeah, I really like it. It takes up some floor space so that's kind of tough if you don't have it, but it's awesome. So second to last thing, and then I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to turn you again. This is a little 5-drawer unit that I got at Michael's. I waited till they had their 50% off storage sale before I bought it. And I use this for a lot of mixed media stuff. So this has an iris insert in it. If you've watched my videos before, you've probably seen me pull this out. And I think because I'm watching through my phone, I'm going to dump this. I'm going to be hopefully smart and take that out. And whenever I'm finished with the kit, I actually sort the bits into here, into usually categories. And then I use that sometimes when I'm doing layouts. So there's like labels and tabs, and then I have my flare in this little container that I picked up, I think at Michael's as well. And then I can kind of dump it out. I also have my sequins in this thing. So that was just tucked into the back of my cart there. And I spent a very long amount of time sorting them all out because I had them all in one container and then I found it really hard to find the right colors. So I have them sorted now. And I found that in the bead section at Michael's too. And again, I waited till it was 50% off. So I think it cost me like $4. That's what I like, good deal. So watercolor, palette, gesso, texture paste, I think. Yep, water. I'm trying to keep these as relatively uncluttered as possible. You're gonna laugh in a minute though. Distress inks, some roller stamps. These are the 2 distress inks I use the most because I ink my edges always. So I put them in whatever drawer was the easiest to open when I'm sitting and pull these out. And then I have a few inks here, but I also, right there, those are the 3 colors of ink I use the most because it's gonna be right beside me. I tried to put these in there too, it just wasn't working very well. Alrighty. Yeah, this is the messy one. Here's all my stencils. This is a mosh. There's watercolor pencils. There's gelatos, which are not my friend. Lots of people are awesome with them. I'm not. That is okay. Stickles, which are super old. Just all these kind of little applicator thingies. And I don't even remember what's in the bottom here. Oh, right, my washi. Haha. So I am still waiting for my local store to get these back, but I have all my washi in these little containers, which I found in the kitchen section at a home store. And then I can pull them out by color and go through them. So I love that. But as you can see, I've got a whole whack of them on the side there. So hopefully soon they will get those back in. Alrighty guys, just about done. So I'm going to turn you one last time and then I'm going to say goodbye. This is my super cheap little IKEA desk that I use. I work from home, so I needed it to be separate from my area over here. And so I bought the legs and the tabletop. All of it was less than $40 altogether, so that was really awesome. I keep my silhouette right here all hooked up and ready to go. Have my sticky mats there, and my printer just fit nicely right underneath. That's from IKEA too. I do medical transcription work right now, but I am technically a nurse, but I haven't done that since in the last 4 years since we moved. Going back to it again someday though, I hope. But it's a good job for being flexible at home with your kids. All right, guys, any questions at all before I let you go? And yes, there is multiple cardigans on the back of that chair. I live on the West Coast. The weather is very variable, so it's the sweater on, sweater off, sweater on, sweater off type of weather. So that's a pretty normal thing around my house. Any questions, guys, before I go? If not, hopefully this time I can get it to turn off and I will say goodbye. Thanks for stopping by.